never seen anything like this before.
Hello and welcome back to Films at First Sight, the podcast that looks at films through the lens of the first-time viewer. I'm your host, Joe, here, as always, with Graham, who unfortunately has passed away. And so we're gonna...
Oh my God!
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this not? It's not true. In fact, that joyous sound is the sound of my other crew who's here to cover the Chattanooga Film Festival.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I'm ever going to recover from that.
How fucked up would it be if Graham did pass away and this is just how Joe told us? as a
been keeping that a secret this whole time.
More than recording, he's gonna make. By the way, guys, that wasn't a joke.
Oh, God.
Who am I going to get to do like all my posts for me? No, but Graham wanted to pass away from our most recent film, which again, he's still upset about, and I still get text messages about. And so he took a little vacation from the show, not related to the movie, but I think that's a better legend. And so when you decide to bring your fellow friends into the fold of the film Cockfighter, well, just be careful that there could be repercussions. Allison from Who's There looks very confused. Yes, I said Cockfighter.
I'm just not sure what's going on.
I know he's been upset about this for at least a few weeks because you were talking about this at the film fest.
I was. And it just came out the day that we're recording. And we're here to talk about the 2026 Chattanooga Film Fest. I had to bring a soiree of folks with me. Of course, we get together every year. And Rachel, you're new into the fold via the virtual component. I couldn't think of a better group of people to talk about the slew of movies and the silly shenanigans and the nonsense that goes on with all of these sort of cinematic festivities. So let's go kind of around the horn, as they would say, and introduce everybody that is on tonight's panel. Rachel Shadow from Bloody Good Horror and Zombie Grrlz. What's going on?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to get to sort of virtually join you guys in this adventure. I live on the periphery and have FOMO every year. So I'm one step closer. I'm getting there. I'm getting in there.
Next year, you'll be on that flight from California, and you'll be landing in to just the worst weather you can imagine, and then you'll have to figure out how to get into town from there.
Sounds great. Can't wait.
And somebody that had to kind of deal with a little bit of that is Allison Broder from the Who's There podcast. What's going on, Allison?
Hello. I'm happy to be back here again and happy to be with you guys for a third year in a row at the festival. And yeah, I don't remember why my flight home was canceled, but luckily I was able to get on an earlier one. So,
hey,
all good.
It's the small victories.
Yes.
And that's something we learned essentially from Pound Cake a couple years ago. And speaking of pound cakes, Mondo from Dads from the Crypt.
Segue. Well, lucky for me, this is the first year I've flown home and didn't get delayed and have to spend an extra night in Chattanooga. So but that's only because I drove to Alabama for work. Or else I probably would have been stuck.
And that almost gives a bad tint to Chattanooga because it's a city so wonderful you'll want to go back as soon as you leave, which is exactly what Jody did. Jody, what's going on? Also from Dads from the Crypt.
Yeah, Chattanooga is, just down the road from me. So not only did we do CFF, but a couple weeks later, we took a little family vacation there just because there's all this fun stuff to do that we don't have time to do during movie time. So, yeah. Good stuff.
What are your top 3 tips for things to do in Chattanooga?
The aquarium.
Okay.
Number 1. They have a great aquarium. Let's see. If
Wake
you
and
want to
Bakery?
go to what's that?
Wake and Bakery.
If you are ready to potentially, overdose yourself on THC to the point that you can't speak, that's a possibility.
I'll defend you right there. You did not pour that coffee or put in that much THC.
That's
Is
true.
it juice? I don't know if it's
But
juice.
he ordered it and drank
sounds
it.
disgusting that way.
So
We ordered reasonable amounts, and I think we just got overdosed.
Yeah. You can go to Lookout Mountain. Very beautiful views of Chattanooga's a pretty town. You're right in the middle of the Tennessee hills when you get out there, so it's very, very pretty. And let's see, with the family, we always hit the zoo, which is it's a little zoo, but it's a cute zoo. I like it. I always like going there. So
Yeah. All right.
Do they have capybaras?
They did have capybaras. They do not currently have capybaras. I think they're on exchange with another zoo.
I was really worried because like the whole like the past tense of did, like what happened to them.
Like, did they
You
eat
were
them?
rocking a really wild fur coat the entire time.
But they do have sand cats.
They do
So
have
they're
big
very
cats
cute.
and fennec foxes.
Yes.
Oh.
Are sand cats the same as meerkats?
No.
No.
They have meerkats too, though.
Okay. Everybody looked at me like I should be a zoologist. Like I'm not. Steve
You're
Irwin.
the
I'm sorry.
scientist on this call.
Yeah.
I'm a biochemist. That's different. I'm the inside of the body.
Okay, are sand cats those little cats that are apparently like the perfect killers? The ones that kill
No,
everything?
That's
That's
the
the-
Blackfoot, right?
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Sand cats they're the color of sand, and they mostly only come out at night.
They look so
And they're,
cute.
they're
They just
tiny.
have a slightly
They're very
wider
small.
face.
Yeah.
Big
That I want to
ears, though.
smush my face into.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, like I want. Oh, there's a video of one eating a popsicle. I'm just saying.
Wonderful.
Let's just talk about that.
Thing that has ever happened on this show.
It was nice talking to you guys. I'm gonna go watch videos of sand cats eating popsicles.
You're really killing the vibe of me faking Graham's death at the beginning of the show. Not gonna lie.
You thought you could derail us? Well, no, we're going to derail you.
Yep.
Well, one of the things about Chattanooga Film Fest is they have it's a plethora of cinematic goods. It is described as the Cinephiles Summer Camp or Summer Camp for Cinephiles. Everything from like international and features to world premieres, the amount of short films that they end up delivering. And most importantly, and which is a big reason that the five of us are able to kind of congregate tonight to discuss it, is they've developed one of the first people on the ground to develop the virtual component, and then they kept it. And they kept it hybrid. And that just sort of accessibility, I think, is so effing key to just allowing people to participate in what should be a communal experience, even if you are like physically stretched out across the world.
Yeah.
I love their whole philosophy behind that too, because it's not just we're keeping this open. It's they miss out on some big premieres that they could get because they don't want the virtual side, or the distributors don't want the virtual side. And they're willing. They're like, that's fine. Like if we have to miss out on a movie because of that, that is totally fine because we want people to have access. So I think it's great.
I cover a lot of film festivals, and far and away, Chattanooga Film Festival's virtual component is the best. It's not even close. Because they put in so much effort into making it feel like a communal experience with the Discord and all of that, the accessibility to the filmmakers. You actually feel like you are part of an event and not just an afterthought and part of like the promotional piece of it. You really do get to feel like you're a part of something. It's so cool. I wish more film festivals like took a note from Chattanooga. Sorry, I cut you off, Mondo.
I was going to say the exact same thing, and not as eloquently though. So that's even better. I was going to be like, me like Film Fest, Discord fun. And
It's succinct though. It's succinct, you know? Like,
Straight to the point.
brevity. We appreciate it. Yes.
And a big shout out to Sarah, who ends up running their Discord. Like that shit is so much work from kind of like welcoming in everybody, which doesn't sound like that should be that difficult in like a virtual sense, but the assignment of roles as well as integrating everybody into the appropriate channels, and then really kind of cultivating through a bunch of watch parties that continue as the live in-person experience is occurring. Again, I've never been privy to something that kind of nails what it should be about and what really cinema should be about, which is that experience.
Totally agree.
And for anyone that couldn't make it too, CFF does do a Patreon for the Double Secret Cinema Society, where they do a movie. What is it, Jody? Every other week, or is it every week?
No, it's every month on the 13th of the month.
Okay, that's right. And so if anybody can't go to Chattanooga or still wants to kind of live that Chattanooga life, you can sign up there.
Yeah,
for a few ducats.
We just watched The Zero Boys on one of those secret screenings, and it's a movie. It's a weird 80s slasher that I'd never watched. So, yeah, that's the kind of stuff they pull out. It's like the Red Eyes. It's all the weirdest stuff that Chris and Dustin can find, and we'll talk about the Red Eyes, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. And again, if you're interested in not only participating in that, you can find them at patreon.com/CW Chattanooga Film Festival. And you'll see the Double Secret Cinema Society up there. It's a great way not only to, as Jody alluded to, get a taste of what the late night experience at the festival is like, get a taste of what the Discord community is like, but also like financially support them, because nowadays, unfortunately, we have to be kind of like blunt about the fact that the art communities in this country are somewhat decimated in the sense of fundraising and as well as funding. And so a lot of these nonprofits, they do need support to stay alive. Your local repertory theater is likely a nonprofit. They need as much community support to stay alive. And so seeing them figure out creative ways to, one, raise money without losing their identity, I think is one of the most impressive things.
As the Tennessee resident, I can say that our local Tennessee government does not do a lot to help out the festival. They do a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you look at I always like to bring up, if you look at most of Cronenberg's early filmography, most of his films are funded like decently by the Canadian government.
Yeah.
And so in a lot of international film, a lot of Irish films, you like Oddity, you like Hokum. Guess who paid a big chunk of that budget? It's the Irish government. Like, so a lot of people have an opportunity that American filmmakers don't. And so not only getting out there to support these small and indie filmmakers, but also supporting the people and the programmers and the event planners that are kind of trying to put it out there for the folks. But let's get to what we're all here to talk about, which is the movies themselves. And that's a terrible grammatical error. I should have said R. But we're going to start off with R. Rachel.
You are the master of the segue. I want a slow clap for the segues that Joe is cranking out tonight.
It's because in my head, there's a panic going on. It's like, you just fucked up, or you need to figure this out. And I was like, all right, how do I get from A to B? And my synapses
You're like,
are just
R,
firing.
that's on the way between
Exactly.
Yeah. So, how do you want me to start this? Sorry, I got
No,
lost
you're
in
fine.
the segue.
Rachel, tell us what movie spoke to you the most that you saw at the festival.
Yeah. Oh, that's an easy one. I saw quite a few things I liked this year, but there was one that made me actually like well up and bust a full on tear. And that is actually a documentary that I saw at the festival called Blood and Guts. Everybody's already shaking their head, so I know that you're with me. Did everybody else weep when John cried? Like anytime John cried, I cried in this thing. So for those who don't know, it's a documentary about the Addams family, who are known as a family of filmmakers who have put out films like Where the Devil Roams, Hellbender, The Deeper You Dig. They are lovely people. They're sort of notorious for being some of the kindest, sweetest people in the horror space. And this documentary bore that out and gave us so much background about who these people are and their journey as filmmakers and their dynamic as a family. It was revealing and raw and really beautifully told. It was fascinating to watch them kind of explore micro-budget indie filmmaking and the success and the opportunities that came up with that, and the decision around like commerce and art. All of that really came to the fore. But at the end of the day, it was also just this portrait of a beautiful, unique family. So yeah, this one rocked my world. I loved it. I was like, I already had a parasocial relationship with this family, and I'm like, I can't love these people more. Cut to me 73 minutes later, like, I would die for them. So I hope this gets distributed and goes everywhere. It's such a great documentary.
Can I just say that this was the most disappointing thing from the festival for me, in the sense that I missed out watching.
I was like, hanging up. Oh, so you haven't seen this one yet, Joe?
No, and you're dead
babe.
ass right about the Addams Family, though.
I missed
and
it
their
too.
approach.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
no. Did you see it,
Yeah.
Mondo?
Yeah, I loved it because also from a parent's perspective, watching the parents deal with the growth of the children and them not losing their love for filmmaking, but kind of spreading their wings. And they do some really, really great stuff. I don't want to give away too much because it's a very personal movie for them. But as a parent, like seeing that and seeing like the parents not being disappointed that their kids are branching out and looking at their film, but looking back at that nostalgia with, you know, as a parent, you always hear, oh, you're going to miss those days. They go by so quick. And we laugh at it. And then one day it's like, oh, shit, I have a 24-year-old now. Like, where did all this time go? So I thought this is an absolutely beautiful documentary. And I hope more people see it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I want you all to see it, especially if you liked their films or loved their films. It's I don't know, like you could feel the love coming through in the films, but actually seeing the behind the scenes and the joy and the silliness and the frustration and the process is fascinating.
And I had no idea all the hardships they went through in life and everything they'd gone through to get some of the stuff done and how they and seeing how some of the stuff was made. That's always fun.
Yeah, like they're literally sitting there making the props for their films as they're talking about like surviving cancer. Like it's just get ready. Just get ready.
Yeah. No, I really liked it. And I was sitting there with my boyfriend who hasn't seen any of their movies, but he was like, oh, we got to watch them now. And he was like, I love their house because their house is crazy. It like totally embodies like their free spirit. And they live in the town. I'm not going to say the town, but like they live in the town upstate that I pass through to get to my yoga retreat every year. So that's fun.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah,
Now, did you say yogurt tree or yoga tree?
yoga retreat.
Oh, yoga retreat. Not even any of the words that I had said.
Nothing you heard, but
A yogurt retreat though sounds fun. To sit in the woods and eat yogurt.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yogurt
That sounds
treat?
disgusting. It's like a tree that like looks like it's dripping cum the entire time.
Ew. Okay.
I
well,
was just thinking
What else
opening
does
up
yogurt
packages of
look like? I'm sorry, Rachel's
I
making
was
a
just-
face.
I was thinking of like a push pop, but okay.
yeah.
I was thinking like, you know, the yolk plate, just open it up and eat it with a spoon. Like, I don't know.
Way to ruin everything, Joe.
That's what I'm here for. And that's fortunately what the Addams Family does the opposite of. Because one of the amazing parts about Chattanooga is a little game I like to play is like Spot the Addams. Because there's usually one or two features or some short films that you can either see Toby or John or Zelda, like any of like the whole crew in like the mix. And it's so exciting to see them constantly reaching out, constantly working with other artists. Yeah, inspiring is really, I think, the word for it all.
Yeah.
And even the movies they've done that haven't 100% landed for me, they're still super interesting, and I still enjoy it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, Hellhole, like that was a one that was like, okay, yeah, it's okay.
Well, you watch the documentary. It's going to give you so much context for that movie. It's really interesting.
Yes, hearing them talk about the documentary, I'm like, oh, this makes a lot of sense because why some of it didn't land.
Yeah.
And why it was so different. Like
Yes.
visually, performances, all kinds of things just didn't feel like the same sort of lyricism to their other films. And there's a reason. And it's a really interesting kind of piece of the documentary.
I'm going to try not to make assumptions based on the other parts of the conversation, and I cannot wait to actually check this out.
Same.
Jody, what about you? What in the everything kind of spoke to you with the festival?
I don't know if spoke to me is the right word here. I didn't have
Sorry,
like a
I'm being
deep,
too emotive.
I didn't have like a deep moment with this
Did you sleep
movie.
on a bad couch last night? You're very aggro.
I did, however, have a movie that just was delightful. It made me happy, and that's Frogman Returns. Because the original Frogman is a lot of fun. It's a Blair Witch style with the cult and everything. Really, really a lot of fun. The second one, though, goes insane. And it starts as you're kind of similar to the first one, but by the end of it, you have got a massive amount of puppets. There is, it felt like a Steven Kostanski movie by the end of it, with like Deathstalker or something, just puppets all over the place, crazy effects. I just loved it. If you put those kind of handmade, homegrown special effects into something, I'm already on board. But when you're willing to be silly with it on top of that, then yeah, I loved it. It's great.
That was, I remember, I think I messaged Eric and I said, whatever you think Frogman Returns is going to be, it's not that.
No.
And I mean that in the best way possible. Because I did not expect what I got, and I adored that movie. And I'd probably say it's my favorite of the festival, too.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Love it. Mondo, what about you? What movie really kind of jumped out to you as opposed to speaking to you emotionally?
Well, he stole mine, so the other one I really love too, that lives in the Frogman universe is Grind.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is my most disappointing of the festival because I didn't get to see it.
You're gonna love Grind.
It. I know.
I'm a sucker for anthologies, and it's one of the rare anthologies where I feel like every segment was strong.
Yeah.
There were no duds in the whole thing, and there's some were nothing. Some were a little bit over the top. Some were just funny. Some were it kind of fired on all cylinders for me. So I thought that one was really, really great, really, really well done.
And that's the one. It's directed by Ed Doherty, Brea Grant, and Chelsea Stardust, with Brea Grant kind of taking the helm of it all, and I think really encapsulating the idea of it in such a core and interesting way. I'm not a big fan of, I would say I'm not a big fan of horror comedies, but I think it's just, they can be so hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
Was there a particular segment in the anthology that kind of shined brighter than the rest for you?
Maybe the last one when they were working in the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I think that might have been the most over the top one too, if I'm recalling it correctly. My brain does. I've been hitting the head a lot, guys. My brain doesn't work all that great anymore. If I don't write stuff down like right away. Hey, at least I'm honest. But I think of that last one that probably hit really hard for me. I also love the idea behind making it was these creative types and the soul-sucking reality of having to work these menial jobs. Very much indictment of the capitalist society, because you brought up a good point, Joe, earlier, how Hokum was help funded by the government of Ireland, and Cronenberg was funded by Canada, and here a lot of these movies are funded by the side gig you do at Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
But this movie managed to have that commentary, but also have a man's dick turning into a bird. Like, that's the kind of stuff that happens in this movie.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
That
I
was
forgot about that
comedy
too.
gold.
Wow.
That was my 9/11. Never forget.
They're comparable.
Yeah.
Now, as far as side gigs go, let's also go around and has everybody had a side gig or a weird menial gig that they never expected to have? And what was it? It's okay if you didn't. I'll start off with me. I was a fishmonger for 2 years.
What does that
Okay.
do? What does the fishmonger do?
Essentially, you work at a fish market, but you're interacting between the actual, like, getting the fish from a warehouse, the ship to warehouse to customer, and then dealing with everything in between. And so you're prepping everything. You smell like just terrible all the time. There's a weird hazing and like kind of hard-nosed blue collar aspect to it that was just not enjoyable. Could have just been the place I was at. Turns out probably not. Yeah. But I got to eat a lot of free fish, and that shit was great.
I talked about it already on BGH. You can hear a longer story about it. But after high school, I took a job in a sex toy MLM. I was a pleasure party consultant, and it was my job to show up at your bachelorette party, birthday party, whatever kind of party, with a giant tub of sex toys and lingerie, and do basically like a stand-up act. This is probably formative and why my sense of humor is still so dirty to this day. But it was an MLM, and I made no money, but I did end up with a lot of heavily handled sex toys. So do not recommend.
Would you consider yourself the Gallagher of sex toy peddling?
I mean, I had props. There was definitely probably a splash zone involved. So yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
My most random job was probably, I don't know if any of you have ever been to like this very unknown spot in New York City called Times Square. But
Never heard of her.
Little
if
hole
you're,
in the wall.
yeah, it's like really out of the
Used
way.
to be really cool with drugs and porn.
Yeah, now it's not anymore. But if you've ever walked through Times Square, there might be somebody trying to give you like a flyer for a Broadway show, and I did that for like a summer, and it's not fun, and it's just hot out, and nobody wants to take your free piece of paper.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not too horrific sounding, but like not fun. I did it for a few months, and then I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Summer in New York is no joke. Like,
Yeah.
as a delicate West Coaster who had to go to New York in the summer, like last month, I was not prepared. I don't know how y'all do it. You're a hardy people. You will inherit the earth when global warming takes us down. And all of us on the West Coast are going to wilt away. So I feel for you.
Yeah, well, I have AC, and my electric bill is not fun. So, yeah.
I live in a 110-degree desert, and I hate when I have to go to anywhere with any kind of humidity whatsoever. Like today, it was like 15% humidity, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this city?
Yeah. You're like, I'm in the
95
desert.
humidity here.
I mean, there's not supposed to be water here.
Why is it moist?
Is it
in here?
just the tears of everyone who's lost money at the tables? Like, where's this moisture coming from?
just lake meat evaporating? So we have no water.
That does not. Lake meat?
Mead.
Mead.
You know,
I feel like you can get a yogurt tree at Lake Mead.
Hey, there you go.
Mondo, besides your lakes of meat, what
I don't know. I've done-
have you had a job that has been odd? I know
I mean, my current one's soul sucking. Does that count? No.
it's not about soul sucking. It's just
I'm just kidding. I like my current job. I worked at UPS. That was fucking terrible.
Ooh,
I was
yeah.
loading package cars in a 130-degree warehouse and getting treated like shit by upper management. Only job I ever walked out of, and that did feel really good.
Oh, nice. Burn that bridge.
I did work at Barnes and Noble too for 4 hours a week just for discounts.
Nice.
And that was
Nice.
actually
That's a good hustle.
Solid.
Yo, and it was also awesome because I just didn't care. Like, they could have fired me and it wouldn't even mattered. So like, they're like, oh, someone vomited. I'm like, it's not my problem. Do you want to go home? Sure. Like, I'll go home. I don't care.
Love it. Jody, what about you?
Mine's not super interesting. I just have worked most jobs at a small town newspaper. I've worked in the press room. I've worked in graphic design. I've written articles, all in a dying medium that nobody reads and they talk shit about constantly. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, that paper is not good anymore. And I'm like, I wrote 3 articles and designed the front page. So cool. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
When I was younger, I did work for Walmart for about 30 minutes.
This is about Jody, Mondo. Jesus.
I totally forgot about that one, though. That was soul sucking, though. For 30 minutes I worked there, it was soul sucking. We had to do a Walmart cheer. I put my vest down, just walked out, and never came back.
Do you remember the cheer? Can we hear a little piece of it now?
I remember it was something like, Walmart, we're the best. It was like total brainwashing. And I was like, nope. I took my vest off. I was on a 2-week vacation for my other job to see if I liked this job better because they hired me as a manager. And I was like, nope. Took my vest off, put it in the pallet, and just moseyed on out. Never returned my calls. Got my check in the mail for like an hour of work.
There
I like
you go.
Jody, what was your favorite thing you wrote for your paper?
So when I was all the way back in high school, I actually had a column that I could write whatever I wanted. And so like I was the like youth guy because I was, 17. And so, yeah, I did whatever I wanted. I wrote some nonsense. I wrote some, like poignant ones, a little bit of everything. And it was fun because nobody pushed back on anything I wrote. I could just do whatever I wanted to.
Oh,
Love it.
So that part was fun. The sitting at a desk all day long, though, as an adult coming back and working at that paper again, was less fun.
yeah. I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, Jody, you told us in our other group chat that they wanted you to come back in like April of 2020 into the office
yeah.
full time.
Oh yeah, no. They COVID hit, and we had a meeting that they said, "Hey, we're all gonna need to be in here all the time." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm done with this job. Then I'm gonna go home and not catch this." And then, like 3 weeks later, they had to send everybody home because COVID.
Yeah.
But I had already quit by that point, so.
It sounds like it's on brand though for a red state to do that. So
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, that shit happens in blue states, so I'm not
It's
even gonna
true.
act like. Unfortunately, with the way everything's been run, it's I'd say at least not even nationwide, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, the unfortunate state of the world. Well, what's not going to be unfortunate, hopefully, is Allison's pick. Allison, what movie really hit you this year that clearly was made in what year was Friday the 13th Part 6 made? Because I'm assuming it's just Friday the 13th Part 6.
In
No,
1987, by the way.
Thank you.
no. So I was between three movies. I liked a bunch of them. Excuse me. The one that I'm going to name right now, I remember sitting with you guys in the theater and just laughing our asses off at it, and that was a little French or French Canadian movie called Flush.
Yes.
Yes.
French, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just I like a single location movie, which it basically was. And there's like a little animal friend that comes by at one point. He does not make it, but it's fun. It was gross. It was funny. It had, what more could you want? So
Yeah.
It was described to us as a man gets his head caught in a toilet, and it is nothing like what you would expect that to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I got to say, I did not run nor walk when I saw that description. I was
So
like,
much- so much worse and better than you would expect that to be.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really
it
enjoyed
was
it
fun.
too.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I would go as far as to say it was the most surprising film I saw the entire festival.
Easily.
Because very much like you, Rachel's like when like Dustin had again, I did not enough or no research going in, and we're standing outside like 2 minutes before walking into the theater to see it. And he's like, "Oh, y'all heard in the flush." I was like, "Yeah, man, with his head stuck in the toilet." I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Shit, I didn't even look at the title. Didn't even think about it." I mean, my kids watched Flush Away when they were young.
Yep.
Like, didn't put two and two together and was blown the fuck away by what was maybe the best score of all of the films of the entire weekend. And a use of, again, that single set piece, I like to call it a chamber pop piece, and one that is just viscerally disgusting and just claustrophobic, but captivating. And it somehow makes you root for a character that is just belongs with all of the shit that his face is stuck in.
Okay.
I don't think I'm selling you on it, Rachel.
No, I mean, here's the thing is, if it were any other group of people that were trying to sell me on a movie, I would be unsellable. But all of you together combined is a compelling case, even though everything you're saying is a no, but the way that you're saying it makes me think maybe yes.
I don't know if this makes it better or worse, but it's a French style toilet too, like the hole in the ground toilets.
Like a porta potty.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to die.
So when he's stuck in there, you've seen like the ritual about the three guys going down like the King's Road hiking trail, and then like they encounter essentially that weird elder god in the forest. Does anybody remember this? The fact that y'all are looking at me like I'm crazy, but I know almost all of you have seen it. Anywho, there's a statue in that film. They get their first night of refuge in this cabin, and they find.
Are you talking about the ritual? Okay,
Yeah,
I
said the
sorry,
ritual.
I didn't realize you were talking about a movie. I thought you were talking about like a parable. I was like, what?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. The movie, The Ritual.
You know, the story we all know.
Got it.
Story we heard as children.
We were all so confused. I loved looking at everyone's
That's amazing.
faces.
I was like, it's me. It was clearly me at that point. Poor
I'm
description.
thinking, like, what am I supposed to remember?
You've all seen it. Have we? Have we seen it?
Do you see? So the statue that they first encounter that is headless.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you laid that statue down on a flat bidet type bathroom and its head was in the toilet.
I hate this.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
It is somehow less disgusting than I ever expected.
But it is
Okay.
disgusting.
but there
Don't get me
was-
wrong.
And
It's very
more
disgusting.
I remember there was at least
Okay.
one scene I had to turn away from. At least one scene I had to like put my head down. Like, no, I can't watch this.
We're not doing a really good job about convincing Rachel.
I don't think
I mean,
there's
like,
a way
I'm on
to
a roller
promote this
coaster.
movie.
Like, you'll start to sway me, and then someone will chime in and be like,
I
no, no, it's the
honestly don't
most
think-
disgusting.
I don't think there is a way to talk about this movie in a way that makes it sound appealing, but it's really good.
Okay.
Like-
You know what? Okay. I've
It's
been
really
there.
gross, but it's also hilarious, like very funny,
Okay.
very brutal, way more than you
Okay.
expect. So yeah, lots of stuff happening.
And very good performances too. Like
Yeah.
really good performances.
Yeah,
It contains
these-
multitudes.
that's right.
Roaches and gasps that occurred throughout the
Mhm.
theater
Yeah.
as it was happening was
Okay.
amazing.
Okay. I
But-
get that.
When it does this Looney Tunes-esque voice bit, like,
Oh my
I
god.
God.
forgot about that.
what is happening?
Okay. Now the
Yes.
FOMO's kicking in.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I forgot about that until just now.
Oh my God.
So
like
good.
again, I think about it on like a daily basis. It's like, yeah. Oh,
Oh man,
so good. That was a great one, Allison. And that was actually right before my pick for the weekend, which was Orfeo, directed by Virgilio Villalobos. Oh my gosh, that's not happening.
We believe in you. You can do this.
Villaresi. There we go. That's going to be the closest I got to it. We already have a disclaimer on the show that any name that I have to say, I'm going to absolutely butcher, including my own.
Yeah. I mean, you got mine wrong, so it's fine.
Did I really?
It's okay. Everybody does.
Is it not? Wait a minute.
okay,
We're
yeah,
stopping
we all need.
right now.
Yeah, now we need a lesson here
All
on
right.
how
I
to
want to
pronounce
hear
your
y'all
name.
try it. Give it a shot. Give the old last name a shot.
Shadow.
Close. You're warm.
Chateau.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. The emphasis is in a different place than I was expecting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
I'm just giving you a hard
terrible
time,
now.
Joe. It's not that serious. you look upset. It's fine.
I am
I'm
upset.
fine.
At least Allison is cultured. It's fine.
Yes.
I only guessed that because Joe got it wrong the first time. But Joe, you can use my voice and you can dub it over your incorrect pronunciation. So
Funny enough, I actually used your voice through ChatGPT, and you were hosting our entire episode of Cockfighter. Can't wait for you to listen to it.
my favorite movie of 1987.
1974. Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
Get your facts together.
I'm done.
And Rachel was right where I did look hurt, and it felt like I was literally slipping into the underworld. I'm so sorry about that, Rachel.
Oh my God. I wish I hadn't said anything because I was just trying to give you a hard time and you look like you took it way more seriously.
No, I
Like,
do
was-
take these things seriously.
No, I don't care. I was just teasing.
Just like the lead character in
language.
Orfeo takes love seriously as he travels into the underworld in order to find his love, and you get this amazing Italian interpretation of the Greek myth of Orpheus and Orestes. I am an absolute sucker for different adaptations of different cultures' mythology. And this one clearly pulls from a variety of different flavors. And it lends a lot of nods to Italian cinema, but as well as like Cocteau. Did any of y'all, because I know the Allison, Jody, and Mondo were there, who is a fan Jodorowsky's Santa Sangre?
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
The piano moment when the hands come in underneath and begin playing on top of each other, I felt myself elevating inside the theater.
Yeah.
It's a film that understands not only the source material, but also how to reinterpret it, but also do it in beyond the narrative style, but with a visual flourish that felt like I was looking into a world that could not exist in my own. And that's what I'm looking for pretty much any time I go to a film festival, really kind of look for a film itself. Love this film.
And I'll say visually, probably the most spectacular film I saw all weekend for sure. Not my favorite, but it was awesome and stunning. I was a fan.
Love it. All right, let's get to the next round, which is going to be films that you didn't think, or what's a film that you thought you would like, but didn't quite hit as hard as you expected? Rachel, Chateau. What film?
Close enough. Again, I'm filled with regret. Hoisted on my own petard. I tried to tease you, and now I feel guilty. Okay.
Oh, you shouldn't. I'm just going to call you Rachel Wooder from now on.
Oh, now see,
God.
that is a win. I'm glad we got at least one in. Everyone knows that I love the way Joe says water. Okay, so for me, one of the movies I was really looking forward to and that did not hit for me, even though on paper, man, should this be for me, is Frankie Maniac Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, did anybody else check this one out? Okay.
I did.
So, it's about this woman who is a musician. She's actually very talented, but she is up against the forces of beauty standards in LA, and it drives her to the point where she becomes a homicidal maniac and starts killing people. I mean, come on. That's of course I like this. Unfortunately, it did not totally land for me because I feel like a lot of the sort of it's muddy. It's muddy in what it's trying to say. The people she targets initially are women, other women, and as opposed to people who are really necessarily in places of oppression. She goes horizontal hostility with it as opposed to kicking up in ways that didn't really work for me. And it had something really interesting to say, but it only had that one thing. You know what I mean? So as a short film, I think it would have been much more effective. If we had just seen her kill off the radio producer, or even some of the dynamics she has with the woman in the gym were interesting, and it were 10 minutes, I think it would have been great. But over the course of a runtime, there's not really there's this rage that's explored, but there's not really any progression or at the end of it sort of resolution around what we want. How do we topple or address these sort of beauty standards? There has to be something beyond just homicidal rage. Also, she's so fucking crazy that she becomes an unreliable sort of vehicle for the ideas that are trying to be expressed through the film. So, great idea. Things about it I liked, but I thought it was going to be a home run, and it was more of a bunt. I know sports. I made sports references.
I'm actually with you on that. I felt the same way. By the end of the movie, I wasn't rooting for the main character anymore. I was just kind of waiting for it to end at some point. She's now so far over the top that I no longer can root for her. Right. But you said it way more eloquently than I ever could.
I actually think
I love the idea behind it.
I think you're right, because I think if the villain in this is beauty standards and like the people who uphold those and prevent people with like actual talent from having opportunities that are based around, like, you have to root for her at the end or else you're rooting for the beauty standards.
Yeah, and that's like your point. I think it was very muddied because it was like by the end, it's like why she'd gone far past the point of vengeance, and it turned into just like she was also almost like she's almost turning into the person she hates, I guess, is a way to put it.
Did anybody else see it?
I did. It just, yeah. It's one of those that as I watched it, it just kind of kept going, you know? Like the first few murder scenes in it were kind of exciting and thrilling. Like, okay, so she's out here doing, by like the 10th one, it's like, okay, like this movie's just still going. And it's just another murder at this point. And it kind of lost the plot at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I only saw the one screen cap from it, and it totally reminded me of, was it Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new generation, next generation? That got me really excited about it. And so it's I'm sorry to hear that it didn't kind of hit the levels that it could have for y'all.
It wasn't bad though. It definitely wasn't bad. It just I just think it could have been a lot better.
Yeah. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. Yeah.
Well, Jody, what movie kind of were you expecting to be like, all right, this is me, but you know what? Didn't really kind of work, or wasn't even like fine is okay in my book. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that can still be disappointing when you set expectations to yourself.
Okay, so one of my favorite settings to set a horror movie of any kind is the camp setting. I just love a camp horror of any kind, you know, whether that's a camp slasher or something like that. I'm thinking of, so right before we went to see the movie Camp, which is what I'm talking about, right before we went to see it, we were talking with a guy out in the lobby who worked for the local cannabis company. And he was, you know, talking to us, and he gave us some free product and stuff. And he said, so what's this next movie that's about to play? And I said, it's called Camp. It's like a camp horror movie with witches and stuff. And he was like, oh, yeah, man, I'm really excited because, you know, I love like camp slashers and stuff. If that man went into the movie, he was so disappointed. There was no horror in that movie. I mean, I guess technically there was some, but not really. It just kind of drifted around. Like, it was very much a kind of a hangout movie, but without much happening in it for most of the runtime. I don't know. You put me in a camp setting, I'm already going to be excited about it. I'm pretty forgiving, but this one, it's just nothing happened. It felt like nothing really occurred in this movie. So yeah, it didn't work for me.
Yeah, that is my pick too. Sorry to jump ahead, but that's what I was going to say as well. And I was going to buy a ticket to go to a screening of this in New York City that was taking place after Chattanooga. And I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I got to see it for free because I did not. I thought it was very slow. I don't know if maybe I wasn't in the right headspace for it or if I was distracted. But yeah, I feel like I should have liked it, not because I just automatically like camp horror movies, but because it's like women and witches and like I love all that stuff.
Sapphic horror.
But it just didn't. It was too slow for me.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of things I generally like in movies. There was queer representation in the movie that should have worked for me. It just nothing happens. It has the characters and it has the things that should work, but it's just so slow and meandering. It didn't do anything for me.
Now, what would you say was a moment that did work for you? Because it doesn't sound like you're totally negative on it, right?
I didn't hate it, but it just kind of was a nothing movie for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made no impression. I can't remember any scenes, but other than they tricked the camp counselor guy. It was like a Christian camp. They tricked the camp counselor guy into having sex, and he felt really bad about it the next day. And it was kind of played off as comedy. But as somebody who grew up evangelical, like that would have devastated me if I was him. You know,
he did look devastated. I'll say that much.
What's that?
He did look devastated.
Yeah. So yeah,
Was it Doug or Dougie?
Dan,
And it was
something like that.
David.
I remember that,
David?
but
No.
yeah,
David? I don't know.
it was
How
all
about
part
you,
of some like ritual. But again, I can't remember even what they were trying to achieve with the magic because it just kind of didn't make any impression. I honestly can't remember much of it because of that.
I think it was, well, I mean, as far as what they're trying to achieve with the magic, you have a lot of these characters that were essentially like unfulfilled based on personal tragedy or external tragedy and trying to reclaim some sort of like power in any facet, and whether or not that meant sacrificing the ones around them. And I think that's why you kind of get the build up with the main character and the multiple tragedies kind of leading her down this path. I did wonder how they were able to get in so many bottles of wine into a camp, and then where did all of the empty bottles go? But that was just my logistics brain talking.
Like I said, I grew up evangelical. I met my wife as a counselor at a Christian camp. So it was nothing like, I feel like maybe the people who were making it had some ideas about what they think like that would be like, but they were wrong. like none of it seemed to fit like the reality that I knew from being a counselor at camps like this, because they mostly just hung out and did drugs. And that's not what we did. We were working with kids all the time. Like we had stuff to do, but it mainly just hang out and, again, yeah.
Okay. Well, Mondo, what about you? What movie didn't meet your expectations going in?
Mine was a Pitfall.
Ooh, tell me more.
It is, the premise is basically a slasher film set in the woods of people going camping, and a guy falls into a pit and impales himself on a giant spike. And then crazy shit happens. And it has all these elements I should really enjoy in a movie. But I think it was just a little bit long in the tooth. Like they could have cut a good 20, at least 20 minutes out of this movie, and it would have been a lot better because it ends up just dragging along. The performances were actually really good. And I do think towards the end, the story gets really convoluted with this backstory. It's one of those movies that tries to interject almost too much backstory to kind of, and they think they're kind of elevating the movie. But what it's really doing is bogging the movie down and taking away from what I wanted, which was kind of a fun slasher film.
Okay.
Not bad. It just wasn't. I just had higher expectations for it going in.
Exactly.
And
That's
it
what
was
it's
just.
all about.
It was just average. Yeah. And again, like cut 20 minutes out of that movie, I'd probably be praising it.
All right. Nice. And I find it's always interesting when you talk about cut this, cut that, because when you start to stare at like, okay, what parts to be cut? I think that kind of gets tricky. And that's actually kind of a main point of my pick, which is the Peril at Pincer Point.
I almost watched this one. I was like, I ran out of time, but how was it?
It was okay. And in fact, it was okay to the point where like I enjoyed it for what it was, and it worked best when it like leaned into its own weirdness. It follows essentially a sound designer for similar to like, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting about De Palma's film with John Travolta, and here I am snapping instead of talking. It's based off Blow Up, but Blow Out. There we are. One word off. Haha. And he is tasked with finding these perfect sounds for this film, but you feel that he's being kind of set up, and then you realize he's kind of in this weird folk horror kind of environment. And what I loved was, again, when it leaned into the absurd, like this all kind of stems from him chasing this thing that occurs in a high rise in London, which is a crab was in his apartment. How does a fucking crab get in a high rise in London? That's insane. And then when you get there, the crabs have pirate voices. That's really cool. If it leaned more into the absurdity, similar to what like Hundreds of Beavers did, photography was fantastic. This like really nice black and white photography. I just kind of wish it was weirder than it already is, even though its weirdness is its greatest strength, if that makes any sort of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's another one that on paper sounds like my jam.
Mm-hmm.
Full core absurdity, talking crabs.
With a pirate accent? Like, you're selling me on this.
Right.
Exactly, yeah. But then there's this, like, just lull and boredom and just nothingness that is the interstitial space between everything. And I didn't care about the sound designer. And I don't know. It just, again, didn't click with me.
So what I'm hearing literally from every movie here is movies should not be as long as they are most of the time because there's a lot of filler in every movie we talked about that we didn't like.
So
Yeah.
I'll actually argue against that point. It's not the length. This is only 83 minutes.
Sure. I mean, there was something else we watched that was like 80 minutes, and I remember walking out of the theater going, "Oh my gosh, was this movie 4 hours
Lucid?
long?"
I think that may have been Lucid.
Yeah.
But for, like, if pacing and time length for me are two totally different things, and then kind of how you fill in that space, it didn't work. But one of the things that does work is how Chattanooga programs their late night affairs, which are the late night films, which are their red eyes. And that's kind of a special gem, especially for the weirdo night owls like myself.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of y'all catch any late night red eyes?
One.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Last year,
remember
I
what
think
the
I
name
caught
of it
all of
was.
them, and this year I didn't catch a single one.
No, I'm not a night owl, so.
You certainly are not, and that's okay. Rachel, which one did you catch?
Yeah. I mean, I had the benefit of being on that West Coast time zone, so mine started at 9.
Nice.
Grandma can stay out till 9. I saw the first one, which was Night Angel from 1980 or 90. Has anybody seen this movie? It's kind of wild.
I have, because I watched
course.
way too much Cinemax like when I was a youngster.
Yeah, that sounds correct based on what I saw. So yeah, it's about a succubus who feeds on the soul of men, obviously. I think she's Lilith, but she insinuates herself into the world of high fashion magazines. So, and it stars the fetus of Doug Jones being kind of a lech. And it has the guy who plays Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat movie, the original Mortal Kombat movies, as sort of like the sexy leading man. It is honestly, it's not good, but it's kind of great, if that makes any sense at all. I
Makes
had
100% sense.
a lot of fun with this. I wasn't able to get to the other red eyes, but if this is anything to judge them by, this was so weird, so like sexy non-sexy in the way of the late 80s, early 90s, like so much inappropriate grinding and subpar gentlemen. It is exactly what you think it is. And
Reminds me of my
I
7th grade
had a
dance.
lot of fun. Yeah,
Sounds
it was
wonderful.
Yeah, it was a lot. And Doug Jones is, because we're so used to him because he's so fluid and sort of elegant in his movements. He plays these roles that are kind of a little effete, a little like I said, elegant, right? In this, he's kind of trying to be the equivalent of finger guns, but in human form.
Kind of like machismo?
He's wants to see all the ladies' boobs, and he's trying to he's trying to get in there with the hot succubus lady, and we see him do a whole dance number with her on a pole, and at some point she goes home with someone else, and he presses himself up against a window and watches them until she's she takes him off to succubus him. But it's very strange to see Doug Jones in that role. So for that alone, y'all gotta check it out.
What I'm hearing is that Doug Jones has range.
That's right.
He plays a different role, yes. But yeah. It's a different vibe for young Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
And you do get a receptionist played by Twink Kaplan, an
Yes.
actress who has an amazing name.
Yes. And she gets to sexy it up in this. Everybody does, because the problem is like, and when you're in the presence of the succubus, like the vibes are horny, and at some point, and also this is why we have HR is this movie, because nobody is appropriate in the workplace. And it has Karen Black as the sort of the editor-in-chief of this fashion magazine. Also being hot for the succubus. There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening in it, and I highly recommend wasting an hour with it.
Based on her character in this, would she be a good editor-in-chief to work for?
I've had worse.
Hey.
I fear I may have been worse. But I've definitely had worse.
When I love it, because this is the first Red Eye, and the way that the like Dustin and Chris kind of program these films, the set like a tone setter, I think is so important. Because they go all over the place. I mean, they eventually ended up showing a film that I love for the poster only, but that's Mike Nichols' The Day of the Dolphin.
What a name!
I forgot they did that one this year.
It's about George C. Scott, who unwittingly trains a dolphin to assassinate the president of the United States.
That's right.
Which should not be as boring as it is.
When you told me about this movie, I'm like, this sounds amazing. You're like, hold on.
I choose to believe this is a prequel to Johnny Mnemonic, and you will not dissuade me.
That is the level it should be hitting.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it doesn't. It's still kind of stuck in 70s paranoid thriller. It doesn't know if it wants to be a paranoid thriller, an animal movie. Most of the film is just George C. Scott interacting and yelling at dolphins, which is kind of awesome, but is it entertaining enough to keep you there for an hour and a half to 2 hours?
Depends on what he's saying.
This does not sound like an Allison movie. I'm just going to...
It is not.
Not. Yeah.
No.
Now, Jody, did you say you caught one of the red eyes?
I did. So I caught two nights I made it. One was programmed by the guy in charge of the Belcourt Theater in Nashville, and he started with some shorts. And so I didn't see all of it, but I did see the shorts, and they were new to me. One was called Horror Brunch from 1987. It's
name.
just a barrage of low-budget practical effects as lunch happens, and then people start getting killed by lunch things. That's all you need for it. Then the next one was Mind Control Made Easy, or How to Become a Cult Leader, which is a very bizarre thing. And my kids were watching it with me, and they were like, hey, I know this audio because they used it on TikTok. So apparently it has a second life in TikTok. And then my favorite of the bunch that night was Forklift Driver Klaus, The First Day on the Job, which is a German safety film that is not really a safety film, and there is much blood and guts, and it is ridiculous and wonderful, and I love that one. And then the next time I caught the red eye was Shot on Video Night, which is already something that makes me worried for what I'm about to watch. But we watched a movie called Hollywood Mortuary, and it is the weirdest shot on video movie I've ever seen. It's in black and white. The lead character is this odd Southern effeminate man, and there's murder happening, and just everything about it is so bizarre. And normally shot on video does not work for me. That one was really fun. We also followed that with a movie called Demon Queen, which was a succubus movie again, but it was another shot on video movie. I like that one less, but Hollywood Mortuary was just a bizarre movie, and I like that kind of bizarre.
Awesome. Now, the other thing with CFF is I love to try to tease out specific themes that sometimes the programmers interlay. And with the Red Eye, I think it's kind of clear with, I mean, your bookend it with Succubi.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any themes that y'all saw in the plethora of films that you watched that you kind of picked up on? Because I know that in like with each Red Eye, Dustin and Chris end up having a little bit of conversation between the two of them out to the audience. And they had, at the end of it, had to be like, "We are so sorry. We didn't realize we had programmed so much animal stuff." And sometimes that stuff can kind of come up throughout a festival just unknowingly. With Westchester Film Festival, like grief was like a big one, and like that was cool, feeling bad about everything for 2 to 3 days. Yeah, with CFF this year, did you guys pick up on anything?
I didn't think that deep. I didn't know this was going to be a test.
It's not wrong. There's no right or wrong answer. I was asking.
I did not personally. No.
I'm trying really hard to pull something out of my ass
That's
right now.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I did look up though an animal called a fishing cat, and that's also interesting. Just saying,
I've seen
unrelated to
I've seen
anything.
one of those. They're
Familiar with
big.
their work as well. Yes, yes. They
They're
are
very
very
cute.
cute. I will take one. Thank
Very
you.
cute.
I'll send you a photo after from.
Can it swim?
It has little
Yeah.
webbed feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see its feet.
Well, get in there. Let's see. I mean, I don't know that this is something that's in the programming specifically in terms of like chosen themes, but like there is a punk rockness to all of the films that they pick. It's not just indie films that are indie films, but it to me it feels like there is a spirit of creativity and like you said, making things to like making things without the permission or sometimes the financial backing to make them. Like there is something that is so driven by like an internal desire for creativity, like whether it's as we see evidence on screen with the Addams Family, or I didn't talk about it, but the other documentary I absolutely loved in this movie was Mockbuster.
Yeah.
I think it's present there. I think it's present in the puppetiness and wildness of Frogman Returns. And I think it's true in a lot of these indie films. Like these are things that come from a spirit of like, if you want to make something, just fucking make it. And don't wait for permission. Just make something cool, make something weird, make something that speaks to your artistic vision. And that might just be the way that they program it, but that's something that I always look forward to with Chattanooga Film Festival.
Yeah, I think
No.
that feels like a vibe every year because I come back from CFF every year thinking like I want to make something. I don't know what I want to make, but I want to make something. Like I feel that like there's so much creativity on display. And so much kind of scrappiness from some of the movies, you know?
Yes,
Like
yes,
it's
great
people
word.
with no money making movies that they want to make. And I love that.
Yeah.
We don't have big Hollywood stars in like almost anything. If they do, it's kind of a, cameo most of the time.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is just, it's people making stuff because they want to make stuff.
Yeah. Totally agree. Which is what makes it so fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see something wild. Like we joked about it that there was a movie that I didn't like last year. But I'll tell you what, I never seen that before and I never seen it since. The things that my eyes saw.
Yeah, and I love how they can kind of like twine that with trying to kind of reach a little bit. And we saw that, I think, with them pulling in Greg Araki's I Want Your Sex, which I thought was a really solid pre-opening. I guess it's an opening night for in person. Absolutely love it when they do that stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing they do really well are the short films, and I know not all of us watch. I mean, this year we didn't get to a whole ton of short films, But Jody, why don't you tell me about like one or two short films that kind of spoke to you?
Okay, so usually, like we were talking before we started recording, usually I've seen hundreds of short films by the time CFF ends. Just for whatever reason this year, I didn't. So there was only a handful that I caught. But the ones that I really enjoyed, I always enjoy anything that Chris McEnroy makes. He's the one who's done We Summoned a Demon, We Forgot About the Zombies. He did a scene in Scare Package. Just a lot of fun. And he has kind of this same like core cast of people that he cast in all of his movies as shorts. This one was called Chair, and it was like an IKEA chair, but it's possessed all of the ideas he comes up with are wacky, and this one follows that same trend, and it gets all kinds of crazy blood and guts in it. Really enjoyed that one. A lot of fun.
The instruction booklet in that was golden.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like if you went shopping at IKEA and accidentally bought something demonic.
Well, really, what I now want them to make like a feature film about like Grady Hendrix's horror store.
Mm-hmm.
And then like essentially double bill these with every single program.
Yeah.
Because it would just work so goddamn well together. And the lead of that, Carlos Larota, like the way that he's able to kind of deadpan his comedy, very, very funny.
Yeah, he's in almost all of Chris's shorts, and always a highlight because he's just so fun. Another one I really liked was Total Party Kill. And it was about a group of women who were playing D&D together. And they start dying in real life when they die in the game. And so it's a whole thing of them trying to survive, trying to figure out what's going on. And Total Party Kill is where you lose D&D. Basically, everyone dies. And so they're trying to avoid being that in the end. I won't say where it goes, but it's fun. It was a good time.
Sounds like my jam.
I feel like the title says it, but
Yeah. Well, I don't want to tell you where it goes. It's 15 minutes long. You can figure it out.
Mondo, what about yourself?
Scissors.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody saw that one,
I did.
Yeah.
That one was just fantastic about a very misogynistic man who tries to crash a bachelorette party, and things do not go very well for him. But I thought the humor in that one was really on point, and that's actually the only short I caught in person.
Yeah.
Because I happened to walk into the theater right when that started, and it was so dark in there, I couldn't find a seat. So I'm like, I'm just gonna stand by the door and watch this. And then my hip hurt, so I left. But it was fantastic. That was a great one. I liked that one. I liked another one called Headphones.
Okay. Yeah.
Just about a guy, he's working, he's got headphones on, and the headphones start telling him what to do next.
Does he
Okay, I
listen?
like the concept.
Yeah, very, 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 very interesting short. And then another one that I really enjoyed, I'm trying to look at Knitting Club. With just a bunch of little old ladies just knitting, and then a guy comes to bring him more knitting supplies, and he eventually becomes the supplies.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fun. Yeah, I don't know about making people into knitting supplies, but that sounds delightful.
Fun fact, Matilda and I are co-vice presidents of our local knitting and crochet guild. So I'm going to use this to get some ideas.
There it is.
I bought one of those crochet kits and tried to crochet like a little goose for my wife for Christmas. After like 2 hours, I'm like, I'm going to fucking burn this house down. I was so frustrated with trying to do it. It is not for me. I tried. It is not
All
for
right.
me.
If you change your mind, we'll get on a Zoom. I'll help you out.
I think when the instructions were hard, and I'm like, I was just not having it. I tried them.
Rachel, I don't know if I've ever shared any of my son's crochet projects with
No,
you.
but I would love to see that.
I need to send you some stuff. He made an octopus that's like bigger than him, like huge.
Oh my
project.
God.
And
That must
all
have
kinds of
taken
stuff.
forever.
He's very crafty. So I'll send
That's
him
so cool.
send you some
I
of
would
his stuff.
love to see it. Yes, please do.
Well, the other thing is this isn't like obviously Chattanooga Film Fest isn't the end of things with their Double Secret Cinema Society. After attending this year, and I know we've done it multiple years, and so it kind of feels like a stupid, redundant question, but I'm going to ask it every year. Next year, would you attend Chattanooga Film Fest based off of this year's lineup?
Yes.
Rachel.
Oh.
Yes, I would love to. And I want to figure out some way to come and crash the party. I'll take the shitty couch. I'm short.
You can split a hotel room with me if you don't want to
There
stay.
we go.
In the,
That's actually a
That's
better
a wiser move. Yeah, that's a wiser move.
I don't want to have to be traipsing through anyone's room to go to the bathroom.
We didn't have to do that this year. It was nice. We had nice Airbnb this year.
Listen, I hunt down the Airbnb with two things in mind. Is there enough places to sleep, and how cheap can I get it? And that's how we pick every year.
And it works every time.
It worked.
Except for
funny
that
this
one
year.
time that he booked it for the wrong year.
No. I booked the correct one. I booked the correct one, and then they canceled on me like 3 weeks before the fest.
No. Don't you remember?
No, hang on. We had to scramble, and I booked the Reed House, but I booked it for the wrong month because I wasn't paying attention. I sent Joe the link saying, "Hey, here's our reservation." He said, "Jody, this says July." But oh no, canceled that. And then Joe and I shared a hotel that year. That was the year Mondo couldn't make it. So
Yeah.
My dumb close friend decided to get married that weekend.
Rude.
Such a jerk.
Yeah.
Everyone knows love is dead.
Right?
They already
It
got
wasn't their
divorced.
first
I was like,
wedding.
invite me to your divorce.
No, they did. They did. They're lovely together. They're great people.
Well, Allison, would you come
Yeah.
back to Chattanooga?
Yes, I'll be back. I'll be back next year. So
Mondo?
I am hoping to be there next year. My only fear is that I might have to go to Germany for a sales meeting at the same time, which sounds cool, but no, a 14-hour flight is not cool just to sit around and hear people talk about bullshit. It's a bunch of salespeople. Just imagine that. A bunch of salespeople for 3 days just trying to one-up each other. And then when you're done with work, you have to go out and eat with them.
At least it's
sounds
good
like the
German
beginning
food.
Of a good
Lots of
cannibal
pretzels.
movie.
I had this real great...
Chattanooga.
Yeah, we had such a big group last year. I had this great strategy where I just always walk behind everybody, and when they went to go find the next place, I would just go the opposite direction and go back to this Irish pub. Worked out very well. No one even know I was missing. It was amazing. But I hope to be there next year, and everyone who can make it out there should come, not just to support, but you're gonna have a killer time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you can, check out their with the hybrid version, you can go see like everything the way Rachel did, which is all virtual.
It was great.
See it from your house. The great thing is they use Eventive, and so I was able to kick it right over to my TV, and you don't have to deal with any of like the Vimeo nonsense, which is still for some reason going on. Like, what are we doing in 2026? Yes, it is awesome. One of my favorite festivals of the year.
Yeah.
And get really the biggest thing about it is you can feel the love and the community that are kind of imbued in everything with Chris, Dustin, the entire crew that is putting it on, all of the volunteers that are stepping it up. And then also all of the attendees, like everybody is so goddamn nice. Even when you run into them in like restaurants and stuff like that outside of the actual venue, everybody still wants to like chit chat and hang out.
And there's zero snobbery at CFF
totally.
too. Even when there is somebody who's, kind of a big name, it's everyone who is there is just happy to be there. They're hanging out. They're very open and talking with people. Just the other night, we were watching The Last Drive-In, and they picked a movie that nobody else wanted to watch out of my normal group that I hang out with. They did I Spit on Your Grave, and everybody else bailed. But there was a CFF chat that they were still talking about it, and I went over there. C. Robert Cargill, who has written a ton of movies that are big budget horror movies, he was hanging out in the chat with us and making jokes. And we were talking about I Spit on Your Grave. And, Phil Noble from Fangoria wrote after this happened. He said, some festivals are a scene, you're there to be seen and to like be part of the cool crowd. Some festivals are hip. CFF is not either of those things. He said CFF is a family. And having been a part of it for the last, 6 years now, it fully is. it's like coming back to all your people, and it's people like you, and it's weirdos who like weird movies, and everyone is open and very friendly and warm, and it's something so different than what you expect when you hear film festival, you know?
Absolutely.
And we didn't even mention it, but also the pumpkin pie show. Like if you go for just one thing for CFF.
Yeah.
Clay McLeod Chapman. I'm also probably mispronouncing his middle and last name.
I think you're right.
No, you're right.
I think you're right on that one.
But what is most important are the people. And I couldn't think of a better group of people to spend my time with as y'all, especially for this festival.
Likewise.
Rachel, if other people wanted to hear you and your wonderful voice, where could they find you?
Oh my goodness. I apologize in advance. You can find me every week on Bloody Good Horror, where we review the latest horror films, although we're doing a little memory lane this month. So get ready for some older classics coming out. And you can find me on the More Deadly podcast, where we review movies directed exclusively by women, which is trans-inclusive and non-binary inclusive. And our most recent episode is on camp. So go check that out.
Sorry.
I knew it, and I was like kind of setting things up for all this. Yes. Go check it out. It is a good discussion and maybe a different lens on a film because, I mean, as we all know, films are subjective and we have all different personal opinions. So I love hearing all of the different opinions on everything.
And despite my feelings on camp, I'm sure there are people who love it and it speaks well to them. And I'm happy that is out there for them.
Yeah. Same with Frankie Maniac Woman. If that was your favorite movie of the fest, good for you, boo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm with you.
And somebody whose opinion I usually don't actually connect with because we tend to be completely on opposite ends. Allison, where can people hear you and your wonderful show?
What? Our opinions don't connect? Jeez. Okay. You
Just
can
on
find
movies.
what?
Just on movies.
Just on movies, yeah. You can find Who's There on any podcast platform. Who's There PC on most socials. So you can go check me out there. And Rachel, I'm gonna go listen to your episode about camp, see what I missed, because I'm sure I missed something. So
let me know what you think.
And Mondo and Jody, I'll kind of let y'all tag team this because y'all are part of the same show. Tell us where we can hear you two wonderful people as well as Jason.
Our show is Dads from the Crypt. It's available on all the podcast places that you would expect. We have social media too, Dads from the Crypt or Dads from the Cry on TikTok because we ran out of characters. You know.
Oh.
Sometimes we cry. We're dads, and sometimes we cry, just like everybody else.
Yeah,
dads are people too.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. And if you're interested in what we're doing here at Films at First Sight, you can check us out on our socials, which is FFUs_podcasts on Instagram and Threads, Films at First Sight on Blue Sky, or write us in at filmsatfirstsight@gmail.com. Well, you're going to be hearing this as we kind of are jumping from one monthly theme into the next. We had done our Star Search month, which we had brought in some guests, and we had dove into their preferred actor or actress. And we looked outside and things have gotten, well, worse. And so we decided, fuck it, let's go into post-apocalyptic territory. So we are diving into the idea of what post-apocalyptic means across the world. We have films from France, from Italy, oh my gosh, why am I free? From Russia, and as well as from America in the 1950s. So I'm excited for all of that. Very different vibes and styles with each one, and we have a different guest for each episode. So check us out, and as always, until the next first time.
Never seen anything like this before.